Now that's Huggie Pacino certified.
Oh yeah, this is Huggie Pacino back with another video. So, ran across this status on Facebook in a group called Memphis Housing and Jobs by Lisa Lee. And I was watching a movie, I was minding my business, I couldn't help but check this out. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over this whole status because I got to about right here and I didn't read the rest of it because I knew where this was going. So, let's continue. I need to rant real quick. I've been in these groups for a minute now, and all I see is women who are homeless and about to be homeless and slaving for a few bucks to pay for places barely worth the money. Most of us are facing evictions, past and present. That's causing setbacks for those of us who are working. Where's all the real help or programs of that? Shelters and room houses are temporary. Who do we need to vote for or write to for long-term solutions? I personally got sick, had surgery, and had to quit my job. I went to school during that. I'm in a field with no experience, basically at the same earning level I was before. Most of these places are slapping paint and newly used appliances, and adding another 100 and 200 to the rent, but not really increasing the safety or security to warrant the increase. You dealing with pest, mold, shootings, break-ins, and murders. The nicer places are $200-300 more. That's out of the budget for most single moms. $7 to $10 an hour, don't cut it. 11 to 15 barely makes a difference with one adult paying the bills. Based on income, denies you for any prior evictions. So for single moms like me with evictions due to issues out of the hand, what are our options exactly? You use your entire tax refund for deposit, then struggle to pay rent for the rest of the year, work 2 jobs, and all overtime you can get, barely seeing your kids in the passing, cause I tried that and my daughter tried to commit suicide. A livable minimum wage definitely needs to be 15 plus, and technically outside of rent, utilities and gas, it's not enough without going to school to earn $18 an hour or more. I got in debt trying to pay for my own insurance and afford basic prescriptions, copays, or ER visits. That suicide put me further into debt. Lakeside, LeBonner, and therapy wiped me out. I couldn't even miss work to attend therapy. And what the state is offering now is just paid bills. It's just bills. Just pills. And half-ass therapy once a month, where the therapist talks about his depression. We don't go anymore. You can afford medical insurance, rent, car note and car insurance, utilities, phone, food, gas, rental insurance, clothes, field trips, etc. without some form of government help. I even tried family and co-workers as roommates. They leave you hanging to pay everything by yourself. What was meant for 2 incomes on 1 income. So who has some real solutions? I'm open to all advice, frustrated and tired. Don't want to go into there just yet. Let me address a few things. I want to address the part where it says that you've been in this group for a minute. Alright, I agree with that. Yeah, I have seen women in here that claim they were homeless and about to be homeless. So one thing about it is y'all get these second and third, fourth chance programs. Y'all got all the help in the world, especially in the city of Memphis. You get your child support if you need it. You get your welfare. You get your WIC. You get all of that. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all know, down south, we have homes, 1,500 square feet that are affordable, between 7 to maybe 1,000 a month. They're putting women in these homes are Section 8. South Haven, Mississippi, which used to be completely the suburbs, is no longer the suburbs. You can get your Section 8 home in South Haven, and you can also get one in the Horn Lake, which is right next to South Haven. But in Memphis, you can get Section 8 pretty much everywhere. You can get it in Germantown. You can get it in Bartlett. You can get it in Raleigh, which is all the nicer areas. Whitehaven, certain parts of Whitehaven anyway. But I digress. The health programs is pretty much where they give you pretty much places to stay. And if it's not homes, they'll give you apartments. Um, Memphis is just not as safe as it used to be anyway, but you should have thought about that before you start having babies, because this is the idea. In cities like Memphis that are not as safe as you want them to be, you tend to think for yourself, I don't want to have kids in a place where I already feel unsafe as an adult. Why would you bring children into that same predicament? At least say to yourself, I want to move further out, like to Collierville or Cordova, which is the outskirts of the Memphis, Bartlett or somewhere like that, Millington. Um, you think safety before you just have kids. You think having a family before you have kids. You think being married before you have kids. But let's just keep it real. A lot of single mothers are just having kids just to be having kids because, hey, you thought all this shit was peaches and cream, and then now you complain about what you can't have after they already gave you everything. But I digress on that. Let's continue. You personally got sick and had surgery, had to quit your job. I get that. You went to school during that. Okay, remember, you said you was working and going, you had to quit your job, so you was working and going to school, which means that you chose to have this type of lifestyle, meaning that you want to better yourself and go to work, which means that you're not going to spend time with that kid anyway. Alright? This is what you said before you had surgery and got sick, and before you had to quit your job. Alright? You're in a new field with no experience, basically at the same earning level. Why did you get in that field? Anyway, let's continue. Where we left off at. Most of these places slapping paint and newly used appliances. You had to pay an extra $100 to $200 rent. Then that's just what you have to do. If you were paying $6 and you could afford $8 to $9, you might have to pay $8 to $9 now. You just gave yourself a good solution. That what you pay is what you weigh. And if you had to pay a little extra money to be safe, like if you had to pay $200-300 to go live in Collierville compared to, let's just say, Orange Mound, pay to live in Collierville. Go for it. I mean, $200-300 is not a real big difference. You're not struggling to pay $6, I'm pretty sure. So if you shouldn't really struggle to pay $9. You just have to go a little extra step and go forward. Alright, it's not like you're paying double. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue. But not really increasing the safety and security to warrant the increase. Now, you spoke about increasing at the current place, not somewhere safer. Alright? But let's continue. You're dealing with pest, mold, shootings, blah, 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 blah. Inspect your place before you move in, which is another problem. See, I've been around people where, I don't say no names and who I know. Let's just say I'll take a chick that'll be like, yo, we go check out our apartment, and I'll be like, I'll check it out with them, and I'll be like, yo, that don't look like it's a good kitchen, you gonna move in? And they were like, well, it's okay. And then when you get in there, okay turns into I hate it. And then you making statuses like this where you saying past some old shit, blah, blah, blah. I digress on that. Anyway, that's out of my budget for single moms. Most single moms, basically, let me say this: $7 is minimum wage in Memphis. $7.25 is minimum wage. All right. If you're making $10 an hour, you're doing good. If you're making 12 to 13 or 14, you're doing great. I don't know what she's talking about. 11 to 15 barely makes a difference. With one adult paying the bills, you're being greedy. What you want? $20? This is Memphis. The cost of living is cheap here. You can live off $600 to $700 a month if you apply yourself. You know what I mean? Like this is like being compared to, you know how you have this football team where everybody want to be the shit at every position. Like you want to have the top corners, and you want to have the best linebackers, and you want to have the best running back and quarterback and wide receiver and defensive lineman and offensive line. Yo, you gotta be weak somewhere. You can't be fucking competitive at every position. You have to have small holes somewhere. So this is the thing. You want to make all the money and then be completely safe. If that's the case, you need to take your ass to fucking go to Arlington. But you got to make your money and get your money right. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you should have been thinking about finances before you had your kid. That's the number one thing I should have said first. But anyway, based on your income denies your prior evictions while you getting evicted. Stop signing up for shit, then getting evicted. Like you knew. Okay, first of all, speak about your prior evictions. That's what I want to know. Anyway, let's continue. So for a single mom like me with evictions due to issues out of hand, you won't talk about those issues, you won't talk about the prior evictions. I get it. What are our options? Use your entire tax refund for deposit. Let me tell you what on average in Memphis, because I'll just speak about what I know. On average, a chick with one kid could get $35,000 to $4,000. Two, you can get about $5,500 to $6,500. Three, you can get up to about $8,000. Done taxes. You get about that much on 3 children. You obviously probably would need to pay, if anything, $1,500, depending on where you live, because let's just keep it real. And I'm gonna say this proudly. A lot of you single mothers, they have these free move-in, first month freeze, and no deposits to move in. That's basically solely dedicated to you. Especially if you're trying to live in an apartment complex that's based on your income or whatever the case may be. They won't charge you the first month. They let you move in for free, or they let you pay no money down. Just pay the first month to move in fees, move in free, this, that, and the third. That's for y'all on tax season. So I don't want to hear that shit. So let's continue though. If you were getting a place where you have to pay the first month rent and deposit, it's no more than about roughly, depending on how much let's just say you're getting a $750, $800 a month. You pay $1,600 to move in. And if you got more than one kid, then you should be straight. But if you got one, I can understand that's 30% of your income taxes. Alright? Now, what she just said was the dumbest shit ever. She said, struggling to pay rent for the rest of the year. First of all, you got your down payment for February, right? Alright? Now pay attention. If you already had a job before you got your damn taxes, you should have money in the bank. But remember, Christmas just passed. What did you do for your kids? Probably spent a lot of money for Christmas, which is totally unnecessary. See, this is the thing that we need to talk about. We need to talk about the calendar. Pay attention to the clock, or the calendar rather. January, New Year's. Should be working, right? Tax season February, middle of February, checks coming in. You got March, you still should have some money in the bank. You shouldn't have any money out of the bank as much. You shouldn't be broke off the income taxes alone if you work, because you shouldn't be touching that money that much. So let's just say roughly June comes. You should be out of the money on average, right? But you shouldn't be, but you might. But let's just say you are. June comes. You got 6 fucking months before you get another income tax check. So you may tell me you can't pay rent for 6 months and it's roughly $800. And I ain't the best with math, but I know it's about $4,800 in rent. If you were working, you should have made at least $15,000 a year. I mean, am I not getting the same mathematics here? That should be going down, because if you're not working, you're dependent on the income tax to take care of everything. And eventually that money runs out. Duh. Anyway, let's continue. Based on income prior to being blah 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 blah, I got all that. A livable, I'm sorry. Work 2 jobs and all overtime. First of all, you shouldn't have to work 2 jobs. If you're looking for something cheap, you shouldn't have to work 2 jobs. I mean, I've been there where I was paying $400, $450, $500 a month in rent, and I wanted to pay more because I wanted to be in a safer area. I got off my ass and I worked 2 jobs. Let's continue. Work 2 jobs and all the pay overtime you get. Barely seeing your kids. We don't want to talk about that. You had kids. You knew what it took to keep them, and you know what it took to take care of them. So you know that you're going to be working a lot to take care of those kids, and we don't want to hear that now. This is where you should have had a man, a father for your kids, and thought about that shit before you laid down and took some dick. Because now you got to worry about, well, dang, you're not seeing your kids. At least you could have had a father for them to have like some sort of a backup as a co-parent. Even if you're not with them, at least have some type of co-parent for them, i.e. father. Because I tried that and my daughter tried to commit suicide, right? Okay, so, sad that happened to your daughter, but you need to talk about why your daughter's suicidal. What's the issue? Don't throw out a statement and you don't make yourself, clear about what you mean. Anywho, a livable minimum wage definitely needs to be 15 plus. That's bullshit. That's already going on up north. Why would you offer that down here and the cost of living is cheap as shit compared to, let's say, Jersey or fucking Massachusetts or New York or PA? Like, why would you, or California for that matter, right? Anywho, that's not enough without going to school and earn a fee. First of all, a lot of y'all women need to stop trying to go to school until you can afford it, which is a problem. Because you want to just get your degrees, and a lot of y'all got degrees and ain't even getting a fucking job. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Let's continue. To earn 18 plus. So you going to school to earn money, or you going to school for a major that you want to make money in? Because you thinking about how much you gonna make. Is that why you going to school? Because you can make 18 if you go get you a trade or something. But I digress. I don't want to get into that. I got in debt trying to pay for my own insurance, which most likely you probably got state insurance. Maybe not. Maybe you do. But a lot of them do in this comment section, I bet. We don't get into them names anyway. That suicide put me further in debt. Alright? Lakeside Labana therapy. First of all, your kid's going to Lakeside. Why? So that means you got a real deep problem with your kid that has nothing to do with nothing but you. And most likely let's just call it what it is. You probably got on prescriptions. Who knows? And then that's the problem. But that's where educating ourselves about what we give our kids and how we treat our kids. So much I want to say. Anyway, I couldn't even miss work to attend therapy. All right. And what the state is offering now, just pills and a half-ass therapy once a month, where the therapist talks about his depression. We don't go anymore. First of all, you need therapy. Yourself, you need therapy. And that's what's wrong. First of all, you don't have to give them pills. I go to therapy. Ain't nobody offering me no medication. Sometimes just speaking to a therapist helps. But then you're not even fucking therapeutic for your own kid, apparently, because you had to take them to Lakeside. For those that don't know, Lakeside is a behavioral center, but we ain't gonna get into that either. We'll keep going, because I don't know this chick that well. But you say you don't go to therapy no more, so that's another problem for black people in general, is that we don't think therapy is something we need. Anywho, you can't afford medical insurance, rent, car note. You shouldn't have a car note. Buy cash. Car insurance. I don't know, how old are you? We don't get into that. Because, younger the person, car insurance is higher. Anyway, utilities, phone, food, gas, rental insurance, clothes. First of all, buy cheap. Go to Rainbow. Go to fucking Cato's. Go to fucking, the little cheap ass, come on, like, quit trying to be fly. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm a nigga with a lot of fresh clothes, but I ain't big on fashion. I'm just not. I don't know, man. I ain't got older now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got Jordans, but I collect. I don't buy Jordans to look good in them. I buy Jordans because I collect them. I got half of my shoes I never put on my feet. They never see the fucking concrete. I'm just keeping it 100. Anyway, I want to get into this part where you said food. Alright? Most of y'all are not going to Whole Food. Y'all ain't buying healthy food. Hell, I don't eat healthy. But a lot of y'all ain't buying healthy food for your kids anyway. So that shit is cheap. It's not fucking expensive. Y'all could take $400 or $500 worth of fucking food stamps so you can feed your kids every fucking year, every month, and y'all have food left over or food stamps left over, and you sell them. I know the game. Let's continue. Field trips, you might need to cut back on that shit. Take your own kids on the weekend and have field trips or days off, for that matter, without some form of government help. So you basically saying you need government help. I even tried family, co-workers as roommates. blah, blah, blah. So family don't fuck with you. And co-workers is not a good idea. They should be friends. Notice she never said the word friend. Co-workers. So you desperate. You got what co-workers and roommates? I only did a roommate shit one time and that was a friend. God damn, you said co-workers. Anyway, they leave you hanging, pay everything by yourself, get a contract. Force them to pay you. Do business. Have a business mind when you dealing with roommates or co-workers for that matter, or family. Who gives a fuck? Make sure you deal with them accordingly, business-wise. Nothing is personal no more. Everything you do when it involves you coming with money out of your pocket, you need to be business-minded. You understand? Let's continue. They leave you hanging to pay everything by yourself. So damn, how long did it take? Was you left hanging out of nowhere? Like you didn't get the warning signs? You didn't get the memo that hey, they didn't pay that first of the month, the 5th of the month, the 6th of the month when the late fees start kicking in? Come on, man. It was meant for 2 incomes as one income. So who has some real solutions? I'm open to all advice. Let's go back to that fucking coworker roommate shit. I just spoke about how the cost of living is cheap down here. 2 females can have 3 kids, right? In a 3-bedroom apartment. 3-bedroom apartment that probably costs about $700-800. Half of that shit be like $400. Utility bill is cheap in an apartment. Y'all shit want for shit. Nothing. Y'all should be great. You feel me? Y'all should be excellent. Let's go into these comments, yo. I'm curious to know what the hell y'all got to talk about. Cause I did see that one comment. Oh, they deleted it. Somebody said something about yeah, they deleted the comment. Oh, let me see if I see it on my phone. They deleted the comment. Dude said something about stop having babies, and they deleted the comment. I guess that's cold-blooded. They deleted the comment. Okay, no, they didn't. Steve, it's a comment from a guy named Steve Jones. It's way down though. But let's go into the simple shit. Okay, here we go. Hey, would you mind if I message you? You know, secret conversations. You see that? Anyway. No comment. Ooh, child, this whole post is my entire life. I felt the fuck out on this. Man, I felt this shit. She deserves an Oscar. Realest shit I ever heard. In a similar situation, in need of help, any information. Any help for men? Look at that. I really did my worst in business. I struggled so hard. I felt like giving up a lot. I'm a CNA. You moved here to Nashville making good money. The cost of living is higher. But I'm proud of my life here. My lease was just up on my 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Moved across the street January 31st. 5-bedroom, 2-bath. So that means you got a bunch of kids if you need a 5-bedroom home. I begged my friend to move here. No one wanted to make that change, but I constantly complaining. That we as women got to move out our comfort zone and not to be scared of change. I agree though. Only reason I haven't left is if I'm not sure if my daughter can handle being away from her support group, her best friend, my stepdad, his family, and my niece. But I told her when she graduates, I'm out of Memphis. My depression. You got depression and you left therapy too? So she didn't mention her depression till she got here. My depression kept me unfocused most of her childhood until I stopped the pills. Pray for strength and push forward. I'm just trying to make sure she makes it. Let me educate you people. Once you start giving them pills, it's kind of hard to wean them off of that, especially the older they get. So you might as well keep it going. You should have been stopping that earlier. Once you keep this going, it's when you stop that type of process, you make it worse on them. This is why people need to be educating themselves before they get started on these things like medications and stuff like that. Anywho, it's just been real frustrating and heartbreaking on here lately. I found jobs on here, even the one I'm at now is temporary. Temporary work. Stop taking temporary work. Listen. Listen. I'm a security officer, and that's my profession. That's my heavy experience. I've got experience in customer service, general management skills, and food, and stuff like that. I didn't let a security company, a great security company at that, trick me into temporary work. I don't play that. I need some permanent work, and I demanded that, and I put my foot down. I meant it. That's what a lot of y'all gotta do. You know how y'all demand all this bullshit you say when y'all don't demand the shit that you act. Like you don't demand men to be fathers. You don't demand men to marry you. We just keeping it real, right? I know it's a long fucking video. My first home. The second one is just hold on. The first is my home. Okay, she talking all the good shit. This is my new home. This is my old one. You see this? This is what a CNA was living at. Is my internet slow? Oh, my internet's slow. Hold on, y'all. Alright, we back. So this is her first home. You see this? And I know for a fact this ain't the hood. You can tell by the windows. This ain't the hood, man. Anyway, back to the status. I see no lies here. It's hard out here, honestly. As raw the truth is, it's not only in Memphis. Life as we know is changing. There you go. They talking about spirituality, religion, God, and there we go. Anyway, first off, we need to pay correct attention to who we vote for. Now they talking about voting. Now this is the dude that apparently, is he blocked or something? What does that mean? I think that means he got blocked. First of all, where are the fathers for all these single moms of kids? Secondly, use protection, stop having babies you can't afford. And finally, your story sounds real depressing, and I know several young females in the same situation. Watch the responses. What was the point of your comment? You're talking about a child I had 16 years ago. I'm single for an obvious reason. Single mother or single as no man? Being a single mother and being single is two totally different things. What do you mean by single? Anyway, if my post sound depressing to you, then at least you understood it. As for your negativity, you could have easily scrolled on and found something more positive to do with your time. But the fact that you took time to write some things negative just goes to show the mentality of men in Memphis. There we go. That we had these fatherless children with. I've seen you post on other things. Your trolling isn't necessary as usual. Listen, I don't know if the guy's trolling. I do know he just said some real shit. And as you said up here, I'm open to all advice. Back to down here. I swear my children are almost grown. Things haven't always been this bad, and recently divorced my ex-husband last year. Even with him being in the house, still struggle because before me, he was a felon. You married a felon. With no established career, huh? That couldn't easily find work. You knew that before you married him. See what I'm saying? Boy. And y'all wonder how niggas run across y'all and y'all get played. Y'all ain't even got y'all mind right. And it's just me giving the game. I'm just giving you the game. I'm just keeping it real, right? I'm keeping it real as a man. Men run across women like y'all, know y'all not that fucking smart, and they play you. This is why I don't even waste my time with this type of shit. I'll be like, oh, you got kids, and I'll be like, out the way. Let me go left. Pew. Anyway, exactly. I was living in a based on income housing there, so you already had it made. I wasn't dealing with evictions. So what happened to you getting evicted? The fuck are you talking about? Anyway, I'm starting over with a 14-year-old and a 5-month-old. Wow. And y'all ain't got babies. Y'all got fucking teenagers, yo. His negativity only feeds strong, determined women. Y'all not strong. Y'all here complaining. And y'all fucked up. Ain't shit strong about that. And I'm sick of women, especially black ones, talking about being strong. Stop being strong and be intelligent. Be smart. Make smart decisions. Stop talking about being strong. Cause ain't shit strong about starting over with a 14-year-old and a 5-month-old that is damn near a whole fucking decade and a half apart. So you know what you're gonna have? You're gonna have a graduation in 4 years, and you're gonna have a kindergartner in that same fucking time frame. I don't even want to get into your personal lives. I ain't gonna go on your pages. We not doing that. His negativity only feeds strong, determined women, the ones who knows that they and their kids deserve more. There's nothing wrong with being depressed. We can just stay there. It's a lot wrong with being depressed because you don't want to get no help. You said yourself you took your kid out of therapy. Wow. Well, I thought I was the only one who noticed this. I think the city of Memphis operations strive on these standards. No, they don't. Here go Latrice, somebody that they help. Living reside in Mid-South. Rooms for rent. New queen bed size 40, blah 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 blah. These are room houses. Where's this house located? I do not know the location. I just moved to Memphis and was on Facebook. Okay, thank you. Windbranch Apartments is second chance friendly and has $20 application fee. I was just expected for that apartment. Alright. Now, this is the thing. Windbranch Apartments is what I've been talking about on Facebook for those who know me. I did a video about Windbranch. Windbranch Apartments is a dangerous area of Whitehaven. But you women, y'all just, the women in Memphis, man, y'all, this is probably the best y'all can do. But use these opportunities to get the help as a stepping stone. They're not supposed to be permanent living arrangements. You're not supposed to be thinking, let me live in Windbranch for the rest of my life. Or too long. You know what I mean? Pay that cheap rent, save the money, get yourself together and get the fuck out. Period. It's no help in Memphis. Same thing here. My rent over $1,000. CSA pitiful. Call churches, no help. Blah blah blah. Nice women running around this motherfucker with kids and they think they the shit. I don't know where y'all come from. Is these the chicks that come on and keep it real on Facebook? Is that what this is? Man, look, this video is way too fucking long. How true it is that gospel gardens are denying folks with past rental history. In the state of Tennessee, second chance programs are supposed to deny you for past evictions. But again, if you have criminal offense, I refer to y'all later to gospel gardens. But I heard someone say they look at your credit score. Fix your credit. I'm fixing mine. Anyway, man, I'm done here, man. What y'all think?